What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and major breaking news coming out as President Joe Biden has made an announcement that's going to mean more stimulus. And this is your stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and breaking news update. Now, take a look, you guys. Articles coming out like this. The Biden administration extends the national pandemic public health emergency for another 90 days. Here's another one. Biden administration extends the pandemic public health emergency for 90 days. So it has been announced that the U.S., the president, Congress, they believe that we are not done with this pandemic and we need to continue this on. Now, this is going to mean more stimulus provisions that are currently enacted are going to continue on. Also, it means that Congress is likely going to be pushing for more stimulus assistance as they're saying we're not out of this. And take a look at this, you guys, just coming out. U.S. extends its transit mask mandate through May 3rd amid a pandemic uptick as we're hearing cases are increasing in the United States. Take a look. Pandemic news. New Omicron subvariant is spreading fast in New York. And as I mentioned, this means it's very likely Congress is going to be providing more stimulus, and it's a midterm election year, so Democrats will likely be pushing for it. I just reported to you that the president said that more is going to be on the way. He is not blaming stimulus provisions, stimulus packages for the high inflation, and he's making the argument that we need it to help out people at this time. And take a look, you guys. This also means that millions are now going to be getting extra SNAP benefits and Medicaid benefits for another 3 months as the public health emergency has been extended. Huge breaking news coming out as the 15th was going to be the cutoff deadline, and now it's getting extended out even further. Now, with that being said, with Congress acknowledging that we're not out of this pandemic, we're seeing the headlines of extensions of mandates. Are we going to be seeing more stimulus checks, more stimulus provisions, more stimulus packages? My guess, and this is just my guess, my opinion, just to clarify, this is not news, is yes, I think that Democrats will be pushing for it because this is a midterm election year, and I think it's very likely this is going to be ramping up. We might see some forms of legislation, and if they can agree on it, some executive actions and orders pass through to try to help out. Now, we will see, might be totally wrong, but I think that it is definitely going to be a push we're going to see take place as we get closer to those elections. Now, I will keep you up to date on that as we currently have 4 gas stimulus checks on the table proposed right now. We actually have a Republican proposed child tax credit extension. We're hearing progressives say they want to wipe out $10,000 worth of student debt, up to $50,000 in some progressive cases, and I will keep you up to date. We'll see what actually makes it through Congress, what's proposed, what actually becomes law. But now let's get you caught up on this major announcement that is essentially going to be meaning that we are going to be seeing more stimulus. So let's go ahead and dive right in. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate these updates, keeping you up to speed on everything going on, if you could just smash that like button, helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out if you think it could help out other people. If this is your first time here and you like to stay up to date, come join the Ram fam. Totally free. Why not? Just smash that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to be notified as soon as I do updates. I'll keep you up to speed on everything going on. And if you got any specific questions for me, hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. That's the best way to get a hold of me directly. Oh, and consider joining that second channel that I got, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth, personal finance. I'll pin a comment down below. You can click the link, go subscribe, and you'll get more content there about investing in real estate, stocks, cryptos, starting businesses, all that good stuff. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so link in the description below to this article that came out that says the Biden administration extends the national pandemic public health emergency for another 90 days. And it reads, pushing the deadline to mid-July means that vulnerable Americans will keep getting the healthcare benefits that the programs offer. The emergency plan has been in effect for over 2 years now, during which time it has made it possible for people who may otherwise have lost their health coverage to stay enrolled in Medicaid without the usual paperwork checks that would be required, even if their incomes have risen higher than what is normally allowed. The program experienced record levels of enrollment during the pandemic, and the emergency declaration has given us a tremendous sense of security in an otherwise very insecure and uncertain time, according to Julia Kabansky. Now, while we can't live in a state of public health emergency forever, there's still a bit of uncertainty about whether we're going to be ready as a healthcare system to do without flexibilities. Now, other benefits of the extensions are that Medicare recipients continue to have expanded eligibility for telehealth appointments. During the pandemic, these have been critical for those who are older or more vulnerable to see doctors if they were concerned about risks of infection or when offices were closed to in-person appointments. It's meant the ability to access care that otherwise would have been inaccessible, they said, and it has kept people from serious health consequences that they might have otherwise suffered. So that is from a healthcare perspective, but in addition to that, I let you guys know that there are more food benefits coming on the way for those low-income individuals that are on SNAP. Take a look, you guys. Millions get SNAP and Medicaid benefits for 3 more months as public health emergency has been extended. Millions of Americans will be eligible to receive the extra SNAP and Medicaid benefits as the federal public health emergency has been extended again. It was set to expire Friday, April 15th, but the Secretary of Health and Human Services extended the emergency order for 90 more days. The extension is set to preserve benefits from pandemic policies and flexibilities for healthcare industries for low-income and other vulnerable Americans. Those relying on the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, aka SNAP, would have been negatively impacted once the benefits expired. They would lose emergency benefits. They are now eligible to receive continued added benefits. The extension will also help those under Medicaid and the Children's Health Insurance Program to be able to continue telehealth services, authorizations for pandemic treatments, tests, and vaccines, as we mentioned from the previous article. Now, SNAP emergency allotments. Here are some of the states that have canceled this. If I do not read your state, it means that they are likely continuing it on. And this extension, as I've covered for you in previous videos, provides an additional minimum of $95 a month for those who are receiving this benefit. Now, meanwhile, the following states no longer are providing emergency allotments, and they have given notice to end. Here is the list. Arkansas, Florida, Idaho, Indiana, last EA in May, Iowa, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, North Dakota, Tennessee, South Dakota, and West Virginia, last EA in May. All states are required to give a month's notice when EA will stop. Now, how do you qualify for SNAP if you're somebody that needs these additional food benefits? As right now, I've shared with you also that food prices are sky high due to inflation. Well, throughout the U.S., there's more than 41.5 million Americans currently receiving SNAP benefits every single month. You must apply for SNAP in your state in which you live and meet certain bank balance limits. The total amount of SNAP benefits that your household can get each month is called an allotment. SNAP households are expected to spend about 30% of their income resources on food. The USDA says that the maximum monthly allotment is based on your household size. And for example, a family of 4, the maximum allotment is $835. Each state has a different application form and process. Benefits are paid out on specific days each month depending on your state. So that is also going to be extended out due to this emergency extension announced by the president for another 90 days. So there you have it, you guys. Major news coming out, an acknowledgement of the fact that they believe we are not done here. We're hearing a new wave is ramping up in the United States. We're going to be seeing what they decide to do, as we're seeing right now action taking place on certain items, and we're hearing it's likely going to ramp up, especially as we get closer to those midterm elections. So I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. That is the latest. Thank you so much for joining me as always. And if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps me out a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you like to stay up to date, totally free, come join the Ram fam. Why not? Smash that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, and consider joining that second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me once again, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.